Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. Yeah. Tell him.
The aircraft starts upside down and burning.
Oh, I fixed the notification. It worked.
Oh, good.
Jesus, this kid.
She's excited about Cory Booker. Who wouldn't be?
Me and Cory Booker got beef.
What did Cory Booker do to you?
He took my girl.
Oh, I see. Can't win them all.
Wanted to win that one. I think Rosario's happy, so that's all that really matters.
But would she be happier with you?
Well, she'll never know, will she? She'll never know. She's stuck with him.
That's okay.
You made your bed, you lie in it. Rosario does.
That's okay. Olivia Moon chose John Mulaney instead of me, so.
Oh, what? Because
are you
he's
gonna
funny
do?
or something? Okay.
Yeah, right.
We'll see. We'll see
least
who
I
has
kn-
the comedy career. Okay.
At least I've never been to rehab.
Well, the day is young.
It's only 2025.
Yeah, we have a lot of news to go through, so who can say? Who knows? Who knows these things? Oh, actually, I got like 30 seconds left on the song. We're ready. All right, jump ball. You got it. I got it. What's going on?
I can do it.
All right.
Skype is reminding me that it's going away at the end of the month.
I know. I'm very sad.
Oh yeah, let me bring up the chat because the chat's got the blurb. Chat's got the blurb. Hi.
Wow, you're huge. What happened?
Why am I huge? There we go.
Jesus,
That's
Tim.
better.
Hulking
My
out
forehead
over
was giant for a second.
You're hulking out over here.
I know.
From Universal
This has been
Studios
Podcast
Hollywood.
Network Production is brought to you by our patrons, whose continued support keeps the lights on. So thank you, Ollie, Russell Cannon, Hayden,
From Universal
Big on
Studios
America,
Hollywood.
Claire Levert, and as always, tons of mice. We salute you. Patreon.com/The Bin Podcast.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
We're back.
Yes.
Very slow news weekend. Didn't have to pay attention to much.
Nothing at all.
Just turned the news off for the weekend because I knew the planet would be here when I got back on Tuesday.
I literally don't follow news on the weekend because I can't. That can't be my life.
Yeah, that's when I have to dump all my news vomit onto my wife.
Yeah,
Poor
my wife
thing.
also doesn't like it. Like I went to go see her before I came here to give her lunch, and I told her about what was going on, and she's like, "I don't care."
Right. The fatigue is real. The fatigue is real. Sheldon, Kay, and Sage. First one's in. How y'all doing?
She said that I know I'm supposed to care, but I just don't.
You just run out of care juice. Run out of care juice. I am drinking from my wife's mug. I stole it. When she watches this back later, she'll be very upset. This is this is Pizza Planet.
I got
Oh, King
Game
of
of
the North.
Thrones mug, King of the North.
All right, chat. You guys decide who wins. I got the Pizza Planet mug from Toy Story, and he's got King of the North mug. Who wins the mug war of 2025? They'll call
Uh,
this the big one in years to come.
They will. They will. So what? I know there's like a million things to get to. So let's just start.
All right, here we go.
'Cause-
Buckle up. Do you skateboard bike? No, I wanted to, but my mom wouldn't let me.
My brother was big into skateboarding, and I tried it, and I fell too many times.
My situation was we didn't have health insurance. She's like, "You're not breaking your arm. Like, we can't afford that." So no.
I literally don't have the coordination.
The Senate will suspend for a prayer by the Senate chaplain.
So if you guys hadn't heard already, Cory Booker has been filibustering since yesterday.
About 8 p.m. yesterday, I believe. He's on hours 16 or 17.
Yeah, we don't care about your prayer, guy.
Well, this is them restarting the Senate day because he's literally been talking for 16 hours.
The senator from New Jersey is recognized.
Thank you. I'm going to continue until one of my colleagues asks me a question.
Senator, yield for a question.
One of my heroes in the Senate, a living legend, my partner on some bills that I'm so passionate about expanding IVF. Someone
This is quasi live. It's like 3 or 5 minutes behind.
that is
yeah.
just freaking awesome. I
1 Angry Pagan.
yield for a question while retaining the floor.
Thank you, Senator Booker, for taking this important stand and for doing so much to make it clear how much pain Donald Trump and Elon Musk are inflicting on the American people in every sector of our society. I'm going to be asking you a question about what you've heard from agricultural businesses in your state about the damage that this administration is doing and the jobs that either have been or will be lost as a result. But I thought I would give you some background on what I'm hearing as well. I want to focus this body's attention on our nation's farmers and ranchers who seem to be getting punched day after day, week after week by the Trump-Musk oligarchs.
There is nothing worse than the Ranger punch.
Yeah.
That's a woof. That's a punch. Ain't no way a soft punch is coming out of there. That's a woof.
Oligarchy. Whether it's their harmful tariffs that hurt our soy and corn farmers, canceling and freezing more than $1 billion in funding for schools and food banks to purchase food from local farmers, or halting reimbursement and contract payments that our farmers are already owed, the senator from New Jersey and I are both working together to undo some of the most harmful impacts of these disastrous decisions, including joining forces.
Yeah, look at this Chicagoland lady not giving a shit about the rural. Oh, wait.
On to push his Honor Farmer Contracts Act forward. We're also starting to hear reports from farmers about just how damaging the Musk-Trump dismantling of USAID is. Jobs and businesses right here in America. For example, I don't know if the senator has heard, but in North Carolina, they had $2.2 billion in USAID awards, including for 27 large-scale farmers who were fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance.
Nah, man. We need to keep that money in America. That's why we're not going to give it to American farmers. Because we want to support Americans, not other people. Wait.
Yeah, we want to make sure that Americans get that money, right?
Not. Those farmers are no longer American because they're making us look bad.
How dare they?
4 universities who were receiving agricultural research funding. More than 300 North Carolina workers have lost their jobs as a result of this freeze. In Georgia,
Also not American.
they had over
Definitely not North
$389
Carolina.
million in USAID awards,
I never been to the country of North Carolina.
including 9 large-scale farmers fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance and 6 universities receiving agricultural research funding.
Oh, shit, you do.
Arkansas
Oh,
had
I
over
do only have half of these.
$210
Fix
million
me.
in USAID awards, including purchases
Sorry.
of rice, grain, and beans from our farmers.
Yeah, I think
Florida
it's my Skype's fault.
has lost $91
I know what
million
it is.
in USAID awards, including $38 million to the University
not
of Florida
here.
to improve livestock productivity and food security in developing countries.
Ollie's fault.
Texas lost over $48 million in USAID awards, including 9 large-scale farmers fulfilling orders for humanitarian food assistance and 8 universities receiving agricultural research funding.
Guess who doesn't
The
give a
list
fuck
goes
about
on
that?
and on.
The governor of Texas.
Oh, Hot Wheels?
Yo, Mikey, before we continue,
Yeah.
I've been monitoring the comments on
Yeah, I saw
our,
that one too.
Yeah, boy, Jasmine Crockett is she's a hot button issue apparently.
Because none of them. I can go to if he watches this later, I doubt it. But if that same guy, you know who you are, if you have any footage of you pushing back on this clearly racist DEI stuff, then hit me. Then I'll take it. If you've been critical of them making fun of DEI and didn't earn it, and you haven't said that, and you have footage of you, advocating for DEI and against all forms of discrimination, then I'll concede. But guess what, buddy? That's this team. That's this show. We've been defending everybody. And this guy's a monster. You want me to kowtow and not say mean words about it? This is my senator. I know it's offensive. That was the point. The point was to make it hurt because he's a bad person. That was the point.
He is a bad person. Greg Abbott is not a good person.
You're not gonna gaslight me. Oh, you must be feeling something. Shut up. Get laid.
My neighbors in Iowa over time now have lost over $4 million in USDA food commodity sales. They have gained they had a total of over $149 million in purchases through USDA and other programs for USAID. Illinois has lost $245 million in aid in farm income that would go towards USAID and aid programs. I think that our farmers have been hit with body blow after body blow from this administration, an administration that in their first term and even in the second term promised that they would look out for America. But I have to say to my friend from New Jersey, I don't think that this administration has lived up to their promises to farmers. Remember that a nation that cannot feed itself, if we lose those family farms, if we lose our ag sector,
No, they're not going to be lost because they got some South Africans who are going to come in on these Trump gold cards because someone's going to loan them $5 million. And they're going to come in and they're going to take all your farms. Don't worry about it.
We cannot lead the free world. We cannot feed ourselves. And frankly, farmers have been hit over and over again. These incoming tariffs are going to be disastrous for our farmers. I was just in South Central and
Person impersonator in the chat says, if Trump manages anything, it will be to show people the first they came for was no joke. Ignore others' rights at your own risk. That's what we've been saying.
Yeah. That's 100% what's going to happen.
And we'll ring the bell again, but we're not doing this show just so that Democrats, look better. This is about the people and this administration's effects on the people themselves.
Yeah, and honestly, I could give two shits about the Democratic Party at this point.
Yeah.
It's specific politicians that I look for now, like Senator Duckworth and kind of Cory Booker. I have a love-hate relationship with Cory Booker. He does things that are good and he does things that are bad.
Well, he's filibustering right now, so we gotta.
Yeah, he's doing good stuff currently.
It's currently good.
Southern Illinois, just across the Mississippi River from Missouri, talking to our farmers in St. Clair County, Illinois. And you know what they tell me? They tell me that the tariffs are going to affect their products being sold overseas. Our top products in Illinois, corn, soybean, pork. We're also the largest grower of pumpkins. So if you get that Libby can of pumpkins at Halloween time and Christmas time and Thanksgiving.
That's right, baby. Pumpkin spice lattes come from here first.
Pumpkin is gross.
No, it's not. It's all right.
Pumpkin pie is gross.
It's good.
No, it's bad.
It's not
sweet
better
potato
than
pie is better.
Well, I was about to say it's not better than sweet potato pie, but pumpkin pie is okay. If you ain't got no
thanks
sweet
to
potatoes.
Illinois. If you ever want to come, I'll take you out to the pumpkin fields. So it's the best pumpkins in the country. But frankly, they are being hurt over
I actually
and
have
over
one in
and
my
over
kitchen
again.
right now.
And so they're
still
going to see
alive.
the prices on their
Or it hasn't rotted
commodities
yet.
affected. They can't sell their products overseas to the top countries that purchase their products. At the same time, their inputs, The fertilizer, the equipment that they need will be more expensive.
Yeah, we need our potash from Canada.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Tariffs against Canada in terms of steel and aluminum is affecting John Deere. John Deere, hundreds of years old, an American company founded in the heartland of this great nation, is laying off people. And so we have to do better by our farmers. And our farmers have been betrayed time and time again by this Trump administration. They promise big things, but then they come in and by cutting programs like USAID, they are hurting our farmers, their bottom line. I sat down and I met with farmers who were 7th generation, 8th generation watching the teenage son of the farmer, and they're afraid that they're not going to have a farm there anymore. Their products, their margins are so tiny that they don't think they're going to make it. So my question to my colleague from New Jersey is, what are you hearing from farmers, and why do you think this administration is taking so many actions that hurt them and hurt American jobs?
I love my colleague. I love my colleague.
Easy.
I love how she's been standing up quite figuratively time and time again on issues.
Wow.
She's really inspired
Corey,
me.
goddammit.
I told folks that on social media I have been celebrating, elevating, liking her content.
God damn. See, I didn't see her flipping out. You don't see her flipping out? See her going crazy?
She was probably like, oh, figuratively. Yeah, I get it. I was standing up. Yep.
Yeah. Did she get, I can't wait. Yeah, I hope that little shithead watches this part. Watch this part. You see how she just took it like a mature adult? Dickhead.
Content. She is truly fierce and is a voice that gives me strength. And today, she's asking me about one of my favorite subjects. A lot of people are surprised. My staff knows this story well, that I'm on the Ag Committee. And when one of my staffers, a guy sitting over here, Adam Zipkin, who's been with me since 1998, came to me and said, you should go on the Farm Committee. This is going to get me in trouble. I laughed at him. I had committees I loved. And what's that old?
That is the biggest jacket possible.
Saying at first,
right?
They laugh at you.
It makes them look so puffy.
Then they fight you, and then they finally accept it. He told
makes it look like he's got woman's hips.
all the issues I care about intersect with our farm and food system, that our farmers are such vital parts of America. They need more people.
So he's going to keep doing this for another probably 17 hours. We'll check back in.
We'll check in on him. Yeah, we'll check back in on him. He'll be there.
But here was my good morning message.
Today, I would like to focus on the threats to global prosperity and stability, thus our competitiveness, and the rise of protectionism. And as our domestic agenda cannot be seen separately from global developments around us, let me start with the US tariffs. When the dream of a united Europe began, it started with a very simple idea. Let's create one single market. Let's break barriers, take tariffs down. That is what made us strong. Because our companies grew,
we get in there?
and so did the ties that bind us together.
Is there any chance?
And then in the same
individual
spirit,
states?
we worked with partners across the world, including the United States. We built strong connections that we believed were unbreakable. And trade brought more than prosperity. It brought the idea of a shared way of life. And with commerce, our partnership has also grown. Countless are the friendships across the Atlantic. And because of this collective experience of the last, almost 75 years, so many Europeans feel utterly disheartened by the announcement from the United States. Let me be clear. Europe did not start this confrontation.
Damn cat keeps jumping in the playpen.
But my message to you today is that we have everything we need to protect our people and our prosperity. We have the largest single market in the world. We have the strength to negotiate. We have the power to push back. And the people of Europe should know that together we will always promote and defend our interests and our values, and together we will always stand up for our Europe.
I don't hear a lot of the Americans will pass this.
So
rough
far, the
patch.
US administration has announced a 25% increase of tariffs on imports of steel and aluminium, cars and car parts.
Aluminum.
The next sectors facing tariffs will be semiconductors, pharmaceuticals and timber. And tomorrow we expect another announcement with so-called reciprocal tariffs that will immediately apply to almost all goods and many countries in the world. Of course, there are severe issues in the world of trade, without any question. Overcapacities, we know about the imbalances, we see unfair subsidies, denial of market access, or the IP theft.
Elon.
And I hear Americans when they say some others have taken advantage of the rules. I agree. We also suffer from it. So let's work on it. But tariffs across the board make things worse, not better. Tariffs are taxes that will be paid by the people. Tariffs are taxes for the Americans on their groceries and their medication. Tariffs will fuel inflation, exactly the opposite of what we wanted to achieve. American factories will pay more for components that are produced in Europe.
Awesome.
This will cost jobs.
Cool.
It will create a bureaucratic monster of new customs procedures. And today, nobody needs that, neither in the United States
ain't nobody got time for
nor
that.
in Europe. So, our strategy builds on 3 pillars. First, we are open to negotiations. We will approach these negotiations from a position.
And this just makes us look worse, you know?
Yeah.
Because everyone's being so reasonable, and then he's just being a fucking teenager. Like, it just makes it all the worse that everyone's like, hey, when you're ready to calm down, we can just kind of forget you said that. But you need to, like, not do that, okay? And he's like, I really meant it. Oh, my God, dude.
Well, now, and Canada's now like, you know what, America? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going well. It's not going well for us.
Like, dude, every single country called your bluff.
Yeah, and even Trump's like, well, you know, it's now he's like, you know, it may not be on everything.
Yeah, he's gonna try and weasel out of it.
Yeah, he's like, you know, it's all negotiable, but tomorrow he's starting 25% tariffs on every country on everything. So,
and that'll make it cheaper.
Well, fun story. The wife and I decided that since, for some reason, European alcohol is going to be tariffed at 200%, that we would go to our local liquor store and just buy all the Irish whiskey we felt like buying before it was triple the price. So we had a bad adulting day, and we bought a lot of liquor, but.
It felt like a king walking out of there.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't really want to pay $200 for a bottle of Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
That's not, 100 years old or something, This is, and we talked to the guy at the liquor store, and he's like, yeah, listen, when those tariffs go into effect, stuff is going to be way more expensive that comes from Europe. And he's like, we stocked our store to the max.
Right.
Before the tariffs went into effect, so that we can keep our prices lower for longer. But after that, who knows?
This was a good idea.
Yeah, such a good
position of strength. Europe holds a lot of cards, from trade.
You don't have any cards.
To technology to the size of our market. But this strength is also built on our readiness to take firm countermeasures if necessary. All instruments are on the table.
Oh,
Second, we will keep diversifying our trade with other partners.
This is like when you have to sit out, like you have to stand in front of the judge and like listen to what your sentence is.
Yeah.
And I have never been so disappointed. It's like, fuck, it's not going well.
Partners, you mentioned it, Antonio. Our hallmark is not only that we are the biggest market in the world, but that we are reliable and predictable.
Damn it, we used to be that.
And that is exactly what our partners are looking for today. And my third point, we will double down on our single market. The single market is the cornerstone of European integration and values. It's our powerful catalyst for growth, for prosperity, for solidarity. But we have to tear down remaining barriers to have a single market to go big, because scale matters, and a single market to go fast and to go far. Now to the first point. Our immediate response to tariffs is unity and determination. I have already been in contact with our heads of state.
They're about to be lighting their cigars with $100 bills over in fucking Europe. This is some bullshit.
State and government on the next steps. We have this parliamentary debate now here today, and we will assess tomorrow the announcements very carefully to calibrate our response. Our objective is a negotiated solution. But of course, if need be, we will protect our interests, our people and our companies. And I want to be very clear on the aim of our response. We think that this confrontation is in no one's interest. The flow of goods and services between us, the United States and Europe, is nearly balanced. Of course, we are willing to work on the trade balance of goods as well as on the trade balance of services. This is the largest and most prosperous trade relation.
Okay, in the chat says, no, that is called sparkling wine. It's only champagne if it's from Central Illinois. Shout out to the Champaign-Urbana campus for U of I.
Worldwide, we would all be better off if we could find a constructive solution. At the same time, it also has to be clear. Europe has not started this confrontation. We do not necessarily want to retaliate, but if it is necessary, we have a strong plan to retaliate, and we will use it. The second element of our strategy is diversification. Trade goes to where the business case is. We will open doors towards fast-growing markets across the world. Europe already has trade agreements.
Hey, UK, this could be good news. Could be good news. It might let you back in. Like, come on. You're switching.
All you guys have to do is come back.
Yeah, you're gonna lose the pound though. They're gonna make you switch to the euro. But I think jump on this opportunity. Get your ass back into the European Union now. Use this crazy time to get back in there.
It's in place with 76 countries, and we are now growing this network. We just concluded trade deals with Mercosur, Mexico, and Switzerland. We launched the first ever clean trade and investment partnership with South Africa. Damn. We aim to conclude a trade agreement with India by the end of this year. We are in intense negotiations with Indonesia and Thailand. And later this week, President Costa and I will head to Samarkand for the first ever summit between the European Union and Central Asia. Europe has always been a trading continent.
Oh, boy.
So let's connect with the beating hearts of the global economy.
Oh.
Our message is clear. Europe is reliable, Europe is predictable, and Europe is open for business.
Not America.
And the third point, honourable members, is...
We're not reliable, we're unpredictable, and fuck everyone else, apparently.
Steve S. gets an air horn. And also, Paul, they're saying the same thing. It's like, oh, they're not going to let us back in. Look, you got to shoot your shot, okay? We are in shoot your shot territory. You got to make them say, no, you can't come back in. But hey, man, yeah. America's bothering us. Can we come back in? I'm like, all right, we hate America
Diz apparently
too.
Needs an air horn, too.
Oh, Diz. I'm so sorry, Diz. No, Diz gets this one. The stereo horn.
The multi-horn.
Unchain the single market. There are too many obstacles that tie down our businesses. And we have to do our homework. Mario Draghi is right when he says, high internal barriers are far more damaging for growth than any tariff. End of quote. The single market, as I said, was born to tear down barriers between the countries, to erase customs and duties.
Billy.
and to make business inside the European Union as easy as possible. So we must go back to that idea and fulfill it. It must be easier for SMEs to sell the same product in all member states instead of relabeling it 27 times to comply with national laws.
Yeah, that is stupid.
It must be easier for professionals to work across borders instead of getting stuck with different national bureaucracies. It must be easier for tech companies to launch a new service all across Europe instead of dealing with 27 different procedures. I know, honourable members, that the European Parliament has always worked hard to complete the single market. Now we have the generational opportunity to get it done. We have a strong consensus on the Draghi and Letta report among all of us. We have put ambitious proposals on the table, you know it, from the Savings and Investment Union to ensure that people get a better return on their money, but also that the companies find the finances they need in Europe, to our omnibus simplification packages or our Union of Skills, and more will come, including the 28th legal regime for innovative companies. According to the IMF, Europe's internal market barriers, are equivalent to a tariff of 45% for manufacturing and 100% for services. This simply cannot be. This must change now. This is why I have tasked EVP Séjourné to come up with concrete and bold proposals next month to remove most of these barriers and prevent new ones. These reforms are long overdue, and now they have become more urgent than ever. We all know, in a stormy global economy, the single market is our safe harbour. It's now 30 years since Jacques Delors laid its first stone, so it's time to finish the job. Thank you very much, and long.
Okay, I just realized we're not on the right video.
What do you mean we're not on the right video?
We're not on the right video because I set up the stream already. And then I think it just made a new one instead. So I'm going to push this button. This is probably going to end, but just refresh your page because we should come right back. Be right back.
Oh, I see.
Is it different?
Let me see.
Are we there? Did we do it?
I'm refreshing. I don't think so. We're not on the video that you scheduled.
What the fuck? But I scheduled it. What's this video called? Let's see.
How Americans World Respond to Trump.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, you're still on yesterday's Politics Social video then.
God